My man AFROJAPSE asks, how much do I have to care about a girl's specific preference? Example, I only like white, tall dudes with blue eyes. Whereas I am a small Asian with not so blue eyes. How big is the role of personality in this situation? It's really big, and AFROJAPSE, this is a really good question. I think this issue is most prevalent in online dating these days. Why? Because online dating turns dating into a commodified practice. What does that mean? It means that instead of seeing people as people, I mean, we really literally have no ability to do that because we're looking at pictures. So in 1 second, you're swiping pictures, and the next second, you're scrolling Instagram models online. What's happening? You're scrolling at Instagram models, which is an objectified thing to do. And then you're online dating, and you're doing the exact same thing. The thing is that attraction does not happen with objectification. It's the same for women. So, for as a man, where he may be scrolling Instagram pictures of Instagram models with like huge fake boobies, a huge butt that in reality would look super weird. In reality, in his actual love life, he probably maybe doesn't even like that. But in objectification, it's kind of like cool to look at, right? And so then what men and women do on Tinder and other apps is we do the exact same thing. So for instance, whereas a woman may be attracted to a big, fucking huge dude, blonde, blue eyes, strong, hey, how you doing? Let me just throwing a football a second ago. Where online, that actually may be something she's like, wow. In person, that may have no effect on her whatsoever. So, what does this mean? Let me back up a little bit. When I was dating like years ago, I used to see a lot of women putting like, hey, I'm not gonna date anybody that's 5'11" or something like that. Don't even message me if you're not 5'11" or more. And so what I would do on my profile is I would say my height. I would say 5'8". Why? Because I didn't wanna go on wasteful dates where as soon as she sees me, she writes me off. Later on, I realized, wait a second, what am I doing? Because I know that attraction has nothing to do with that. When two people are together and they feel the vibe, all of those things go out the window. And it reminds me of this old jazz saxophone player named Charlie Parker. What he would always say is, learn all of the music theory you can. Learn all of your scales. Practice, practice, practice your ass off. But the second you get up on stage, forget everything and just blow. And this is the way I see dating as well. I want you to have qualifications. I want women to want men that are tall with blue eyes and blonde hair. But guess what? When she gets to the bar, when she gets to that little dinner table, and she's looking across the table from you, and you have that perfect engagement with her, where you guys have this unique connection that she never even thought of, all of those thoughts are gonna go out the window. So I don't want you to worry about her qualifications at the beginning, right? I have a story. Let's say about 10 years ago, I went on some like OkCupid date back when OkCupid was popular. And after the first 5 minutes, the girl that I was with was like, just so you know, I don't see this being like a romantic thing. I think we'll be better off as friends. On the inside, I was like, okay. But on the outside, I was like, totally fine. So then we went on the date and, we hung out for a couple hours. As attraction was building, as our connection was building, towards the end of the night, we were doing a little smoochy smooch. And I actually ended up, we dated for a couple years after that. And that's just a perfect example of what I'm talking about here. At first, she saw I was kind of weird. I dressed kind of weird, a little too like metrosexual, I don't know. And she just wrote me off based on her qualifications. But then when she got to know me and she got to feel the chemistry that we had together, all of that went out the window, right? So this is the same thing here. So AFROJAPSE, my buddy, my boy, don't worry about it. Go on the date and look for the chemistry. Hey, if you liked this answer to this dating question, comment below, give me your own question. And if you're a subscriber, I'll answer it. So what does that mean? First, subscribe. 2, ask your freaking question. 3, I'm gonna answer it. Isn't life a beautiful thing? See you next time, guys.